so good.
You can tell they're good.
Okay. Give me a fierce impact.
I do not.
About
All right, everybody, welcome back to tonight's finals. Just 4 rounds of Swiss tonight, no cut to top 8, but we do have the 2 remaining undefeated players in the tournament squaring off here for our de facto championship. On the left, we've got Vince Smith. We saw him in round 2 piloting blue-red, no, it's not blue-red Delver, it's American Delver deck. We saw him in that round 2 win the deciding game 3 by going infinite with Izzet Charm, Azorius Charm, and a Boros Reckoner. So it's basically a Runechainer's Pike deck with Young Pyromancer's Midnight Hauntings, of course the aforementioned titular Delver of Secrets, followed by the Critical Equipment. And his opponent we just saw win a close one in round 3, defeating a pretty good rock deck, is Joseph Deal, who's borrowing Chad Watson's green-white aggro deck.
Gragro.
It is Gragro. Of course, as always, I'm Zachary Evans, joined by Garrett Meadows. So we watched these two guys already into the thick of battle. Alright, so just taking care of some ins and outs there, but we are full on into the action here. Turn 2 Young Pyromancer from Vince. It's going to give him a lot of value. It's going to help him grind out this game. Again, I apologize for the glare. Vince playing up into the red zone a little bit. That is where the glare is tonight. But there's Joseph. He's going to cast a Garrick Relentless. It's going to get syncopated. We're going to get a token off of the Pyromancer, which is likely going to chump out this attacking Loxodon Smiter. Young Pyromancer making a lot of waves in a lot of different formats. Garrett, did you watch, well, obviously didn't watch because there was no streaming coverage, but did you look at any of the decks that made a splash at Grand Prix Detroit? Was Pyromancer anywhere there? I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't in the top 8, but I wasn't sure if there were any, American style decks, tempo decks, or anything. Well, that's unfortunate. I know it is making a, like I said, making a pretty big splash in.
The Delver decks in Modern are really at a low point right now, so there's not a good tempo deck to slot it in.
And I think they haven't updated the life totals, but a Boros Charm on the end step to Joseph makes another token, attacking in for 4, so Joseph should be down to 10. He's serving in with the Smiter, going to try and erase here. Azorius Charm, going to put it back on top, so Vince looking pretty good in the situation. Young Pyromancer very good against the decks without targeted removal. Obviously green-white is the ideal matchup for this one. But Joseph following up with a Voice of Resurgence into a Scavenging Ooze, and both of them resolve. So absent a Runechainer's Pike, Vince in the doesn't have a lot of good attacks at this point. And it looks like my life total was correct as they adjust Joseph down to 10. So, Vince has a Pillar of Flame in hand, which is great against the Voice. He also has a Snapcaster Mage, so we can see Pillar, Snapcaster, Pillar, clear your board, get in for $1 billion.
Joseph tapped out, right?
He is tapped out. He had to tap down to cast his 2 drops. I think that's exactly what we're going to see here. If those are the 2 cards in his hand, I don't see why you wouldn't do either, because that Ooze is going to get out of control.
And not only that, make the Snapcasters worse.
It's going to make them much worse. So pillar your pillar your Ooze. And I guess you can wait to Snapcaster the Voice if you want to. No, it's a sorcery, so you have to do it now.
Sorcery, yeah.
Have to do it now.
We'll give him a chance to block.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? He has a Delver and a Snapcaster in his hand. I guess maybe you're looking to Snapcaster Boros Charm? So you can end of turn Snapcaster Boros Charm, put him to 6, then you can untap. You can force through 4, best case scenario, but now that Joseph's played another creature, that doesn't seem right. And that is what he does. He Snapcasters the Boros Charm. Oh, he's not at 10, he's at 7.
Right.
So no, that's my bad. So the reason he didn't do that is because he didn't need to. He had him dead on board the next turn. So Vince, much better at this game than I am, or at least much better at piloting his deck, which is a good thing, which is probably why he brought that deck. why I sit in this broom closet and talk about wizard fights as opposed to actually playing them. So Garrett, you're glad to see Standard go?
This was, I mean, obviously, it sounds like I'm whining after tonight, but just looking back on it as a whole, like, there was a period of time during Gate Crash where I was like, this Standard sucks. I'm not just focused on, like, MTGO.
It has not been the greatest of formats. It's not like it's been horrible, and it's not like it's been great. It's always been kind of in that good to not that great kind of up and down. One thing I will say, it's been very diverse. Other than there's a couple weeks when it was just all Jund. I think there was one top 8, one top 16 from a Star City Standard Open when it was it's the one Huey Jensen won. It was like there were like 13 copies of Jund, and that was really bad. But that was kind of an aberration. It really wasn't like that the entire time. You know, we saw obviously a lot of Thragtusk decks, but you saw variety. You saw on Burial Rights decks, you saw Aristocrats decks,
that's the thing. Like, you had one of two things that you built your deck for.
Sphinx's Revelation there.
You either built it to go under the Thragtusk and Sphinx's Revelation decks, and you played like red-green or red-black or Tseng Aggro.
Or the Naya Aggro, all-in Aggro deck.
Yeah, the Naya Blitz deck. You know, these were the decks that could go under. Like, red-black zombies tried for a while and couldn't. But then they bring a Burning Tree in this area and everything was fine. Every other deck just had these huge, massive game plans, and it all teetered on, one spell resolving. Like, they needed one Sphinx's Revelation whenever you were tapped out or you didn't have a counter spell. They needed one Thragtusk. They needed one Unburial Rites, one Angel Strategy, one Bonfire. And
It is a format that it's varied on what was the oppressive card, but there have been a lot of oppressive cards.
Well, it's a format where you often lose the game, regardless of what your decisions were. And that's very
That's it. That's a very interesting point. A giant Sphinx's Revelation, what's the last card in their hand? A giant Bonfire off the top, a giant Entreat off the top, or a Terminus. If they have the nut draw from green-red or the humans deck. You're right. Cliff asking in the chat, did I ever figure out if someone was eating pizza? Yeah, somebody, I think Anthony, also broke in his dad, got a Pizza Hut pizza, so that's why it smelled like pizza in here all the time. Spike asked me if I'm going to catch Trick's stream debut tonight. I guess we're talking about Trick Jarrett, maybe? The game has started. I'm going to be honest.
Trick Jarrett was talking about streaming yesterday on Twitter.
Was it just Commander or something? Well, we're reaching the point where everyone has a stream, so it's going to be impossible to catch all of them. But meanwhile, we are back into the game. Joseph having dropped game 1 due to a young Pyromancer that he just couldn't answer. And starting off with Absence Pilgrim, following up with a voice to Vince's turn 1 Delver of Secrets. It does not flip.
You know what card I just remembered was in Standard? Reckless Waif.
Well, at least for now. It will rotate along with Delver. And there is young Pyromancer. We saw it get out of control in the previous game. We'll see if it does the same here. Joseph is drawing pretty thin to deal with it, just to Fiend Hunters and O-Rings, and I don't know if he has O-Rings in the main deck or not. So probably drawing to about 4 outs to get rid of it. Are we going to see a Silverblade Paladin here? Serving in with the Voice of Resurgence, and Vince not going to trade his young Pyromancer for that. And it's exactly what he's doing. You go ahead and cast it now while Vince is tapped out.
Yeah, there's no penalty. There's nothing that is going to be able to remove it.
Yeah, I think
for like an unsummon.
There's a chance Vince probably playing unsummon, but I mean he's going to get you either way with that.
Yeah, he definitely untaps. He has access to counter spells.
Yes, he might have a Supreme Verdict in the sideboard. He might play one in the main deck, but you're not playing around that card. So the Delver does flip off of an Izzet Charm, and Vince is going to Pillar of Flame the Absence Pilgrim?
That's what it looks like. The other two creatures are simply creatures, which is what this deck is meant to deal with.
Well, we have Vince has Izzet Charm in his hand, so he can deal with that voice this turn.
Not doing it on his turn, though, is,
You open yourself up to Selesnya Charm.
well, you also, give him a voice trigger if he casts something. Joseph found that fourth land again, casting a Tristani.
I wonder if Vince forgot about the voice.
Pre-combat. That way, if something happens to the voice in combat, he can get the life gain off of it. Swing for 7.
Yeah, I think Vince forgot about the voice. Because there's literally no reason why you would otherwise do that. Unless he thinks there's going to be value. It has trample.
Yes, it does have trample.
Vince not backing up though.
Team
no takebacks. I could not appreciate that more. You got to read the cards. Now, does Joseph remember his trigger? He remembers Vince's trigger for him, but he does not remember his own voice trigger. There he goes. He got it.
Good guy, Joseph.
Now, to be fair, Joseph is playing a borrowed deck.
Yes.
So he's not played voices.
So that'd be the best. That'd be highlight of the week.
Joseph Deal would get a lot of street cred, but also lose this match. And he remembers his Tristani trigger too. Why are you laughing?
I just think it's hilarious. Like, you get this. Oh wait, I get these 2 things.
Yeah, I get this. No, I also get this. Well, there was a lot of triggers to be had there, and I think Vince just forgot about the voice. Now, he's not out of it. He's in a world of hurt, but...
To be fair, Vince has probably played Standard, like, once in the past 6 months.
Vince and Hunter, both who we saw earlier, don't play a lot of Standard. Don't live very close to the store. They just go to school here, or college, so, they can stick around. And drawing. Also picking up his 5th land is the Gavney Township, so now has access to that if he wants to get in.
So this game's very much sealed up.
Yeah, it's going to be... Well, I think it was pretty sealed up when Vince accidentally gave him a token.
Regardless, pre-combat, or... I don't know if you activate Tristani here for the voice token.
Tristani's activation is populate?
Yes.
And you gain life equal to power when a creature comes into play?
Equal to toughness. That's your static ability.
Okay. Seems good.
It was great with Tree of Redemption. Double block and is a Charman.
But it's going to... Oh no, he doesn't have the voice anymore. What are we doing here?
We want to make another worm token.
Oh, he's populating? So the elemental token is bigger?
The elemental token is still going to be a 4/4. I don't know if Joseph's wanting another elemental token here or another worm token. Joseph is not using Weedle.
He's refusing to use a Pokemon card.
So the token dies.
I want to confirm that that's a...
And make sure he taps the Tristani.
Hey, what kind of token did you make? I heard he wasn't going to use it.
I won't use a Weedle.
There's a lot of controversy on the Weedle Gate.
Weedle Gate 2015.
Yeah, we're not using Weedle.
He did eventually tap the Tristani. Vince,
Well, Chad's sitting out there too, so he's reminding him
he
of...
does have a good coach out there.
Well, to be fair, at FNM, you're supposed to... Aren't you supposed to have, like, it's not a miss kind of thing, right? You're supposed to... That's the idea.
So I think that's just
Well, there's no sequence of cards he can draw to win. Could he draw a Bonfire, maybe? That would be good enough?
Thunder Trap off the top.
The top of what? Like, I don't think that even that's good enough. Guys, we move in here to the final game of tonight's coverage. One way or the other, one of these guys is going to win this tournament. What I need for you guys to do, if you don't mind, if you enjoyed this stream, if this is your first time watching, if you enjoyed listening to me and Garrett whine about how Standard kind of sucked this past 6 months, we do a lot of, we do FNM stream each and every week. We've got Theros Booster Draft coming up next week, as long as tomorrow the Theros pre-release is going to be streamed. But make sure you follow us on our forms of social media. It's not going to cost you a red cent. It's going to help us spread the word about the stream. YouTube channel, everything we record gets uploaded on YouTube the day after, so go to youtube.com/ZachShieldMagic there and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at ZachSellsMagic. You can get news about the stream. I don't know, funny one-liners every now and then. A lot of interesting information about Magic throughout the week, as well as information on our giveaways and weekly update the matches. I always put what the matchups are for each round. More importantly, Facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. That's our Facebook fan page for the stream. Daily news, spoiler discussion, the videos, highlights. Just it's a pretty good Magic news aggregator. So go over there and like the page, and then follow. You're watching us on Twitch now, so make sure to click the subscribe button. It should be below and to the left if you're on the new layout, and then you should get an email every time our stream goes live. So if you could help us with that, I would appreciate it. We're getting rough and rowdy out there. Straggy likes to party.
Oh no, it's Vickers. It's Vickers
and Chad.
Vickers, Rumi.
So they're tearing it up. So thanks a lot, guys. For those of you who were with us last week, we celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the stream. We've been doing this for now about 13 months. It's slightly after the actual anniversary, but as far as I can tell, we're the longest-running FNM stream going back. I know there's a lot more to choose from now, and I'm sure people broadcast FNM before us, but we're the longest continual FNM stream, so I appreciate that. Shout out to Barbados. Definitely give a shout out to Barbados. I wish I was in Barbados right now. The country. There's a person named Barbados. There's got to be someone in the world named Barbados.
There's a person on Futurama named Barbados Slim.
A question in the chat is: next week Theros going to be legal? It is going to be legal, but next.
Also, no one's going to have Theros cards.
Yeah, but also next week we'll be drafting. So if you've watched us in the past, you know that. The week of release, we do a booster draft. We're going to have a 3-round super pod. I'll get all of our local ringers together, at least the guys who are familiar with 7 ringers plus Garrett, and those guys that are familiar. We only do that just so we have people who are familiar with Limited, so that the games are good to watch. We'll pick one of the regulars and we'll watch their picks. All 45 cards out of the pack. I always think it's very interesting to watch that. So make sure you come back next week for that. We don't always get a lot of opportunities to do Limited, so that's definitely one you want to take advantage of.
Good, I'll volunteer.
You volunteer? You're in.
I volunteered for the past 18 months.
Yeah, you're in there. I mean, it's not a preferential thing. I just try to pick people.
I feel neglected.
There's only one person that's always on the list.
Sneaked up.
And of course is my dog Puzzle, but I don't think she can make it. She got to work. No, but it should be fun. Should be a good time. So Vince starting off here in the decider with the proxy. So Vince is on the double Delver draw. So this is actually pretty tough for Joseph to deal with, assuming they don't, they don't go 7 turns and not flip.
I got it.
What?
It's tough for him to deal with.
Joseph the Real Deal. His Twitter name, I believe, is @JoeTheRealDeal. I like it. Sometimes I forget Joseph's 14 or...
Yes.
Is he 15 yet, or is he still 14? I think he's 14.
I don't know. He might be 10.
No, he's older than that.
What's the creature that he has in play?
Avacyn's Pilgrim. He's loading up a Scavenging Ooze here as well. But if those Delvers flip, this game is almost irrelevant. It does not. Joseph very excited, because you have to be excited when they have 2 and they don't flip. When they flip naturally, it just feels like the worst thing possible. So Joe's not drawing dead here by any means. He does have O-Rings and Fiend Hunters, and he can gain life and just outrace it, but it's still a tough spot to be in. Here comes the Ooze.
We can also have cards such as Celestial Flare, Righteous Blow.
There's a Tristani that gets syncopated, or as the local legend Adam Vickers says, syncopated. There's an Azorius Charm, so we're going to flip both of those Delvers. So Joe's on a 4-turn. Joe's on a 3-turn clock because I see a Boros Charm in Vince's hand. Vince also, I believe, has the Infinite Life combo in his hand. Reckoner, Azorius Charm.
Reckoner and Barely Newer.
Yeah. He has Reckoner and both charms in his hand.
That's the infinite combo. Because every time you say Reckoner, you have to say Barely Newer.
I don't have to say anything. I'm a grown-ass man.
He has the infinite combo effects.
He has Reckoner and a bad sense of humor. Burn. Fantasticness in the chat recognizes what we've been talking about all night. It's the last week of Thragtusk count, so get it while it's hot. We're going to go ahead and Advent of the Worm during our turn.
Okay. At least do that during his upkeep.
Vince drawing a young Pyromancer, which is irrelevant at this point. Vince is going to serve in. He's going to Azorius Charm the worm token.
Oh, you Azorius Charm anything else, as long as the worm token doesn't die. Like, you just want to put a creature on top of his library. You just want to know what he's drawing the next turn.
No, I think you're just trying to race here.
Which is why you want to put like a note card.
No, I'm talking. No, I'm talking about he's going to save that for Joseph's attack step. I'm not talking about right now.
Right. I'm fully aware. Like, you just don't. Like, putting the token on top just kills it. Whereas you can put the.
Of all the things you could do, this one seems to be the most odd, but that's what we're going with. He's going to do life gain. Go up to 18, and Joseph drops down to 8. So now the race math. I guess that's actually perfectly fine if you want to do that.
Does he only have one land on top now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Well, he has no counter magic in his hand anyway.
But he still has the Azorius Charm. Like I said, the goal of this Delver deck is to
tempo.
And if he attacks with like a scavenging ooze.
Well, he just drew his 5th land, which is a county township, so he's going to get in for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But Joseph's dead on the crackback. We're going to Azorius Charm and attack with 2 Delvers. What did I say? Azorius Charm? You mean he's not going to draw cycle 1 card and kill him like that? Man, I'm so good at this magic stuff. Well, congratulations to Vince Smith. He hasn't played Magic in about 17 years. Shows up with a Delver deck, which hasn't been a deck since back in 1987. And just goes a casual 4-0, infinite combos out on camera in turn 2, or in game 2. And eventually gets there against Joseph. So congratulations, Vince. Well played. Deck is a pretty good spot. I mean, it's not the kind of deck that could ever beat a control deck. I don't think Vince has a snowball's chance, and you know where, of beating like Vickers in this format. Or the
as long as he gets paired up against decks that don't have counters.
He did run pretty good against the in the matchups. His matchups ran pretty good tonight. So, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Like I said, it's just 4 rounds tonight because of poor attendance. Basically, no one wants to play the standard anymore. But I hope you enjoyed the very last week of Thragtusk count. Pretty interesting. We actually had some really good Magic on tonight, and pretty good final there. Highlight of the week, round 2. Vince goes infinite with Boris Reckoner and a couple charms, so if you missed that, make sure to check it out on our Facebook page later. You can go back and watch the replays on YouTube. Those will go up on Sunday because we are going to be streaming tomorrow at the pre-release. And you can also just go back in the chat or the video archives and watch there. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. Make sure to go to our Facebook page for the giveaway. We're giving away 5 Zendikar Full Art lands of your choice this week, so make sure to head over to Facebook and Twitter. Got 4 ways to enter each and every week. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Good luck in your pre-releases. Make sure you go out and support your local game store. Obviously, you're local. We'd love to see you here at Lost Legion. Otherwise, make sure you go out and do that. And if you can't make it tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern here in the U.S., we're going to be streaming probably 5 rounds at least of Theros Sealed from our pre-release. So hopefully you can join us there. Hopefully we can stream it. I guess there's a chance that there'll be enough people here that we don't have room.
We're going to watch somebody build a steel pool.
We're going to watch somebody build their steel pool.
We'll watch them round 1 feature match.
Mm-hmm.
And then go on from there with winning tables.
Yep, until somebody's 5-0 and wins this tournament. So, guys, I had a lot of fun tonight. We're going to done a little bit early, but that is the nature of the first week before the fall set. Nobody wants to play standard right now, so thanks a lot, and we will see you guys next week or tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow.